Well, hello and welcome to glennzb TV for Monday, the show that puts glennzb up your Periscope. I'm bringing New Zealand to the world and the world to New Zealand. This morning, I don't want to make light of this horrific dog attack which has happened, but I did notice, and I'm not really, but I did notice that the unfortunate kid involved who has sustained the facial injuries, it's been reported that they may lose all movement in his upper lip. And that sounds bad, but how much do you move your upper lip normally? And then it got me thinking about this phrase about having a stiff upper lip. And I don't know. Do I just keep an eye on it throughout this, and see? I just want to monitor my upper lip movement and see. Do you think that this would work a lot worse if I couldn't move my upper lip? Just made me think. That's usually where the trouble starts, when I start to think. A weird thing happened to me this morning. Speaking of wild animals, I came down. So this is the headline here. Just how much mouse is the right amount of mouse in your house? I mean, a lot of people would say no amount of mouse is the right amount, but I tend to take I prefer to know where they are approach. I don't want a surprise mouse, you know what I mean? But I sort of had a surprise mouse this morning because I came downstairs and I needed to find my drink bottle that I bring to work because I hadn't put it out the night before, and I turned on the torch on my phone to look for it because I didn't want to wake up the whole house, and I noticed next to the cat bowl it wasn't a whole mouse, to be honest. It was bits. It was sort of the back end and some internal organs. I'm not really a biologist, so I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly which bits, but there are a few grisly bits next to the cat bowl there. And I thought I'd better clean that up before the domestic manager spots it, or it will be an interesting and loud, sort of screechy, screamy morning in the glennzb household. But then I did wonder, where's the rest of the mouse? Presumably inside one of the cats. But you don't know, do you? Is it in a shoe? Is it on a step waiting to be stepped upon? Like I say, at least you know there's not a whole mouse somewhere. You know what I mean? Waiting to surprise things. But a half a mouse can be as surprising. That might make the lip quiver a little bit. Somebody's just pointed out that if I haven't heard about it already, then the domestic manager hasn't found the other half a mouse, so it's probably safely tucked away inside a cat. Good point. That's a good point, well made. Finally, some inflatable space fun for you. They've sent an inflatable house basically up into space, apparently to attach to the space station, because it takes up less space, you see. And then once they get it up there, though, because you don't need bricks or indeed sticks or straw to make a house up in space. You can just have an inflatable one because there's nothing really, to. So that's. I just wonder. It's amazing what they can do, isn't it? I just wonder when the bouncy castle's going up there. Do they already have inflatable women and men up there? Just for, it's not a flourishing social life up in space, is it? I'm just saying, you might have use for an inflatable person up in space. I mean, less so the inflatable bouncy castle, probably, because you wouldn't want to do one wrong bounce. If you bounce somebody off that inflatable castle, you're never going to see them again, are you? See you later. That's a George Clooney gravity situation right there, isn't it? An overzealous inflatable castle bounce into space. But yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good to have some inflatable things up in space, I think. I'm not quite sure what happened. This whole broadcast today sort of floated off into space a little bit. So that has been glennzb TV. Thank you so much for having me in your inflatable house and up your inflatable periscope. I will see you back here again tomorrow.